We at How to Kill an Hour love Hitman, so we've decided to give away a collector's edition of the new Hitman game, which comes with a Hitman game and collector's box, Agent 47 Chessmaster statue. You can't play chess with it though, it's a bit big. Digital game download, art book, tie and clip set, yes, the Hitman tie, and a Requiem Blood Money pack with exclusive outfits and weapons. If I'm honest with you, I like that pack because he gets to wear a white suit. You kind of look pimpish when you're doing some killing. So if you want to win all of that coinciding with the release of the game, all you have to do is go to howtokillanhour.com/win. That's howtokillanhour.com/win.
You serious?
This is How to Kill an Hour with myself, Marcus Bronzy.
Yeah, and it's me, Nick Bright, this week with Marcus. And
how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, bruv.
Yeah.
I'm very, very well, man.
Good. Plenty of ways to kill an hour out there. Right now, you're going to kill one with us.
Yeah, and love to all those listening via the Apple Podcast app and Acast as well. Yves Jean, Matt Ray, and Devon Jameson.
Jameson.
All locked in. I hope I said that right as well. Yves Jean.
Yeah.
My French accent is a bit... It's a
bit leave it?
Yeah, it's a bit in the words of Lethal Bizzle.
Yeah.
Leave it.
I would have said Yves jeans. That's what I would have said.
It's definitely not that.
Definitely not that. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Devon Jameson, he deserves a huge congrats as he won the Street Fighter 5 giveaway that we had happening in the show before last. And he was gassed because he won on his birthday.
Hadouken!
Try you lose. Perfect. Flawless victory. Yeah, brother, it's the one. Ooh. But yeah, shout out to you, man. He won on his birthday, so congratulations for that, man. If you want to shout out in the next episode, all you have to do is click on the link in the description that we put in the episode, and you can give us a shout out. Give us a review as well, because it helps. Thank you very much. So welcome to the show, Nick Bright. Your first time killing an hour.
Yeah, it's my first time. I mean, I've killed many an hour in my life. I must say, I've been bored quite a lot in my life, but my first time actually killing an hour with you, Marcus, on the podcast, man. So thanks for having me on. Yeah, because I've heard previous episodes. One of the craziest ones that I've heard was you and Dev from Radio 1.
Yeah, man. He's off the hook.
He's a funny guy, Dev. I don't know if you know, but I do the Radio 1 versus 1 Extra like video game challenge with Dev.
Yeah.
Just mentioned Street Fighter, and in the latest one, we play Street Fighter against each other. We played 2 other games as well. We played a game called Unravel and Plants vs Zombies 2.
Yeah.
Was it Garden Warfare? Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I won the game in challenge, right? Dev was so mad. Like, I can't begin to describe to you how annoyed Dev was that I won. It's like, for the purpose of the video, he was all like, oh yeah, I'm sad, the next one, blah, blah, blah. But then as soon as the director went, cut, he was like, he jumped up. There was expletives all over the place. It was ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, ridiculous.
That's what's interesting about Dev is that obviously because you guys are like BBC broadcasters, you got to keep it clean.
Yeah, we got to keep it clean cut out here.
But when you when Dev's in real life, sometimes when he's upset, he's got an arsenal.
This guy, I'm telling you, like it was one of those scenarios, right, where it got awkward in the room. There was loads of us in the live lounge where we film it, and it's like, it got awkward in there. All the camera guys were just like silent. Like Dev's producer was just like silent, and he was so angry. He was like, and he wouldn't let it lie. You know, like when you're so annoyed about something, you don't want to let it go. Everybody else is just like, oh, just forget about it, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah. You don't want to let it go. You're like, no, I'm bringing it back. No.
Did you try play again?
He wanted to change the whole edit, because how we'd done it, right, is like he won the first 2 games. He won the Zombies versus Plants versus Zombies, and then Street Fighter. So it all came down to Unravel. So what we did for the purpose of the video is I said, let's do winner takes all. So I challenged him, said winner takes all and Unravel, and then I beat him on Unravel. And then at the end he was like, no, we need to change the edit, man, put Unravel in the middle and then have Street Fighter at the end so I win 2-1. I was like, you can't do that, because if you won on Unravel, it's like you wouldn't want to change the order then. Like, that's some bad loser. But shout out to Dev, but hopefully in the next one that we do, he I don't know, he has some anger management between now and then, because I saw a different side to him.
Wow. I think it might just be the Street Fighter thing, because I think he thinks he's a bit of a Street Fighter don.
Yeah. Well, he did slap me up at Street Fighter, man. I must say, like, he battered me.
You got him on a round, though.
I didn't beat him on a round. I think what happened is, like, when we were warming up, it was different. I had him a few times in a round. And then, like, because Logan Sama was doing the commentary, and obviously Logan Sama does a lot of that actually for Capcom. Yeah. So he's really clued up when it comes to Street Fighter. And Logan hit the nail on the head, really, for me. He was saying Nick's really struggling to get his special moves away. Yeah. That's what it was for me, whereas Dev was getting, like, because we played as Ryu, as I say, or Ryu, however you want to say it, and Ken, so basically. And he was getting his Hadoukens and, like, Tiger Punches and everything away straight away, every time. Bang. Yeah. Whereas for me, it was like, because I ain't used to playing it, like, Dev... He's a big Street Fighter fan. Yeah. I ain't really been involved with Street Fighter since Street Fighter 2 on the SNES. Yeah. Like, you know, since back in the day. So for me to get the special moves away, it was taking like a few attempts. But Logan actually gave me some good advice, because what I was doing is I was pressing the attack button too quickly. I was doing the like D-pad or the directional stick, but then like pressing the button too quick after I'd done the like maneuver on the pad. Like up, down, left, right, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like throwing a really weak punch, and I was just getting slapped down by like tiger kicks and like helicopter kicks and tiger punches and all sorts. It's ridiculous, bruv. Ridiculous. Mad. But yeah, he beat me both. He done me easy, because it was like we done like first to 2 in it, so best out of 3, and like he just done it in 2.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of them. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. If someone's a champion and you're not that good at the game, I don't know what to say in it. It's not like you rolled up in there like Conor McGregor saying like
talking smack.
Yeah, where's my coffee? That sort of stuff. So man.
We all saw what happened there, man. You know what I mean? That could be the most dangerous tactic of them all sometimes.
Oh, man.
When you start, but listen, I'm not a massive UFC fan, but like Conor McGregor got my attention. Like, and that says something. Yeah. When you're not a fan of something and then a particular person in that sport grabs your attention, that's worth mentioning. But like, what I will say is it's so dangerous having that never say die attitude sometimes, but then at the same time the most successful people normally do have those attitudes. You know, like Mike Tyson used to be like that in boxing.
Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly. Money May. He's like that still to this day.
The Rock.
If you want to take it, well, that's scripted. But if you want to take it even further back, Muhammad Ali, do you know what I mean? All these guys, their whole thing was confidence. They will come in and be like, I will slap up whoever is put in my way. But then if it don't go your way, especially in 2016 in the era of the internet, the haters are ready with the memes.
I think people are happier for a loss.
Yeah, of course.
Than a win sometimes.
Of course, they can use those memes that they've been banking for months. I'm telling you, people make them years in advance.
Yeah, but Conor McGregor kind of saved the meme thing, and I don't know whether it was the Irish charm or not, but he kind of came out on top, even though he lost. Do you not feel like that?
He didn't get slaughtered as badly as I thought he would. Like, you know, when Ronda Rousey lost, she got destroyed online. Like, it absolutely destroyed. I think it's because of the way she lost. You know, like McGregor tapped out when he lost. You know what I mean? It was like a tap out, so it's not as spectacular. Like, Ronda Rousey got banged out. Like,
so if it was a knockout,
it's different.
Like, if he was like Pacquiao on the floor, it would be Memesville. But because it was a tap out, it was different.
Yeah, it's like Dillian White in the boxing when he got knocked out by Joshua. Joshua, bang, memes of all that on the floor.
Chat shit, get banged.
Yeah, George Groves as well against Carl Froch a couple of years ago. There was all those chicken wing memes because his leg folded back and it looked like a chicken wing. Everyone was just killing him on the internet.
So you don't lose.
Yeah.
Don't lose that. Anyway, you know, before we crack on, actually, Nick, we haven't introduced you properly for those who don't know who you are, the small amount of people. You are Nick Bright. What do you do, mate?
Well, I'm a radio presenter normally on 1Xtra, so I do Saturdays and Sundays on BBC Radio 1Xtra, 10 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. I do a bit of moonlighting these days now as well, though. I do little bits on Radio 1, and I spring up on BBC Sport and stuff as well, presenting like on screen, if you can take that, which takes some getting used to, man, as a radio presenter. Like, it's all cool. Like, in here, I can make stupid faces to you right now as we're on air, and like people won't even know, apart from I changed my voice then. But you know, whereas on TV it's like it's totally different, man. Your camera's on you all the time.
It's a different skill set. Do you not think?
Definitely different skill set. And like, the thing is with radio is it's like it's all off the cuff, and because of that I love it. But it's like you can just I don't know, you can just talk about whatever because it's all off the cuff and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be clean cut and people understand that. Whereas on TV, it's a bit more like, I don't know, like you have to get everything perfect. Otherwise, it's like, nah, redo that. Again, do that one again. Like,
what's been the hardest thing on TV so far?
One of the hardest things that I've done is I do a thing called the FA People's Cup, which is basically like a five-a-side football tournament, which runs alongside the actual FA Cup. And at the prize for the winning teams, there's loads of different categories. So there's like men's football, women's football, under 16s, under 14s, disability football, blah, blah, blah. There's loads. But like the prize for the winners of each category, they get to go to Wembley and watch the FA Cup final, and they get to go on a pitch at half-time and stuff like that. But the hardest thing was when I first done, because I done it last year, when I first done it, right, it's memorizing the numbers, bro. Like, I am like the worst at memorizing stuff. Like, I can't remember anything. Someone will tell me their name, right? They'll shake my hand and go, all right, I'm Steve. I'm like, what's going on? I'm Nick. 30 seconds later, I'm thinking, I don't know what this guy's name is, man. This is gonna get awkward, man. This is like gonna get super awkward. Like, thankfully, I'm in a long-term relationship, because I ain't cut out for all this like Tinder, like meeting girls on Tinder. I wouldn't know their names. I'll be meeting them in bars, and I'm like, hang on, let me just load up the app. Lucy, hey, what's going on? Like, yeah, I'm rubbish with names, bruv. Like, always have been. Like, and you know, people always say to you, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? It would be that for me, hands down.
Yeah,
like,
remembering. What numbers, by the way? What do you mean by numbers?
It's things like 4,000 teams are playing, 4,000 teams entered, there's only 400 left, and they're playing across 9 venues in 8 categories, so it's like,
but there can only be one winner.
Exactly. You know the kind of thing, innit? There can only be
one victorious one. Yeah.
It's all that stuff. So it's remembering stuff like that. That's one of the hard things. Some people are really cut out for this memory stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I used to watch Crystal Maze all the time, fam, and I saw people on that in the memory games remembering all the symbols and stuff. Not me, bro. Not me.
Yeah, which is something that they're bringing back, the Crystal Maze, which kind of is a.
You know what?
You set out for a nice little segment. Yeah, nice one, Nick.
Like, you need to like, you know, on this podcast, I know that you get to do. It's one of the things we're going to talk about today. Actually, you know, you get to do loads of cool things on the podcast. Somehow, you've got to get the podcast in at Crystal Maze.
If we get it on, you're down then.
I will tell you right now, I will go definitely at 3:00 in the morning in my boxer shorts. Like, I am totally down for that. Like,
yeah,
I used to watch that because I remember it was the bald guy first, didn't it? Richard O'Brien, I think his name was. Then it turned to some next guy with hair who wasn't as good.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it was another guy with brown hair.
Crystal Maze basically was a game. Was it Channel 4 it was on? UK. Channel 4, I think it was on.
You're testing my knowledge.
I don't know.
Now, really,
I think it was on Channel 4.
Yeah.
And it was basically like, was it like it? I felt like it was like watching Indiana Jones.
It was like
an Indiana Jones experience.
Yeah, it was basically like you had a team of like 5 or 6 people, something like that. And you went around 4 different zones. So it was the industrial zone, the futuristic zone, the Aztec zone, and the medieval zone.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they changed the future. The industrial zone used to be the ocean zone.
Okay.
And then they changed it to the industrial zone. Yeah.
You don't know that much. You just know all the. Anyway,
I was a big fan. And basically, they went around each of these zones doing different games. So it's like a skill game, physical game, memory game, or I can't remember the other one. I think it was like maths or something.
Yeah,
that's why I can't remember it.
Like a puzzle.
Man was rubbish at maths. So yeah, they done different games, and it's like, if they were successful in that game, in that zone, they would get a crystal. Each crystal amounted for 5 seconds of time in the crystal dome at the end. When you went into the crystal dome, you had to grab it's like, if you've ever heard a famous saying like, "Would you start the fans, please?" That's from Crystal Maze. Yeah. And then like the fans would start in the crystal dome, and then these like, I don't know what you would call it.
It was money, wasn't it? Money that flew around, like credits.
It was like credits. So they're kind of about the same size as a £5 note, and they would just fly around.
Oh, you got American listeners as well.
Or a
$20 bill.
$20 bill. These would be flying around, and there'd be silver ones and gold ones. And you'd have to grab as many gold ones as you can, and not grab silver ones, because they would come off your total at the end.
Right.
And, you needed to get 50 gold to get a good prize, or 100 gold after deduction this is, to get the numero uno super duper prize.
What were I don't even remember the prizes.
They were things that you wanted yourself. So you would say, you know, like say if you wanted to go like skydiving, that would be your prize. Or if you wanted to go like race a Mercedes around a track, that would be your prize, or whatever. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So you would name the prize, but you'd have to get over 100 gold after deduction, which is hard, you know.
That I forgot all about that.
Yeah. I was a big fan.
I could tell. All right, we'll get on the ball. Who knows? That could happen. And that's a good way of talking about our killer bit for this week, really, because you know, like I've said in previous weeks, we're out there. We're going out there and trying out new things. And this week we went for Undercover London. Courtesy of Fire Hazard Games.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. When you sent me the email about this, I read the little blurb because you summed it up in a paragraph.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sounds sick. That was my first thing I thought was like, I read it and I was like, this sounds like, the best way to sum this up is like, this sounds like what you wanted to be when you were a kid. You know, when you was playing James Bond or whatever, you were like running around playing games with your friends, pretending to be a secret agent. I was like, this is that. But I'm doing it now when I'm in my 20s and I'm like, raggo, I don't care. I'm doing this in my 20s, in the public, in Leicester Square and all that, and I do not care.
Yeah, I mean, it started to get real a bit, a bit closer to the experience. So we signed up, whatever, put in all of our email addresses and like code names and stuff like that. And then the emails started popping in. So was it like 2 days beforehand? You got like an email.
You get sent like an email or a text and it's like, click here for your brief and all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Like literally, Bronzy, everyone that I've told this to, and I've told a lot of people about this, a lot of people. I was talking to Nick Grimshaw, the Radio 1 breakfast show presenter, about it, and he was like, what? Like,
you what?
Yeah, more like it.
What?
But everybody that I've told about this, Twin B and Yasmin Evans, who do One Extra Breakfast as well, they're all like, that sounds sick. Because realistically, right, for a lot of people listening out there, right, which is why this podcast is so useful, there's not that much to do, or so you think, in the daytime. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the nighttime, there's nothings to do, you know what I mean? Like, you can go do loads of stuff. But in the daytime, if you're trying to kill an hour or trying to kill some time, it's like, well, what can we do?
Yeah.
Things like this, they're cleaning up, man. They are cleaning up.
I think it's just going to grow more and more, like, because, like, as you're going to hear, like, the experience just got deeper and deeper, and it's like, once you, I found like I had to activate that part of my brain that I've not used since I was like 9 years old when you used to play, like you said. Like, but it's like you don't even have to do it. Like, they're getting so immersive. Like, so example, we got the emails that were saying like, this is your mission briefing. Then that turned into like some link that you clicked on, and we had to like, without spoiling the story, obviously, like rendezvous somewhere.
There was a picture of somebody, and it was like, you got to meet this person at this place. They'll be doing this. Like, what was our one? Like, do you want to say what it was? Or?
We had to meet someone who was sitting in a specific way in a specific place,
doing a specific thing.
Yeah, and we had to roll up to them and say a code word. So, for example, if the code word was like telephone or something, I'd be like, oh man, like the battery on my telephone.
Yeah, who says telephone?
Yeah.
Sometimes the code words were really hard things to get into the combo as well. I was like, I was thinking, how am I going to get this into a combo? This is like a weird word to get into a conversation.
Exactly.
But I suppose it has to be, innit? Otherwise, like, people could accidentally do it. Like, if it was, have you got the time?
Yeah.
You know, enough people ask questions like
people
that.
getting involved. Free games.
Exactly.
Have you got the time? Please? Yes, come with me. But it's sick, man. There's like imagine like all the parts of espionage that you have that you see on, like, is it like a Bourne film? I'd say. So that sort of stuff, picking up stuff, drops, surveillance, following people, and they pitch you against people in the game that are part of it, and also you against other people as well.
So basically, other people have signed up for this, right? As well as us playing, there were other teams playing as well, but you don't know who the other teams are because they've all done a rendezvous in a different place to you.
Yeah.
So you don't know who they are. So you're not only playing against them because you have to try and potentially steal stuff from them, you're playing against the I think they were calling them kind of senior agents, who are like patrolling around basically, and you can get caught by a senior agent. But what this does, or what it did to me or us, is it made us just paranoid about everyone. Like, I reckon, right, there's probably not even that many senior agents out there. I reckon there's probably 1 or 2 senior agents who are patrolling, looking for people playing the game. But because you're so paranoid, you think everybody is in on the game.
Yeah.
You're like, look at that guy over there with the umbrella. It's not even raining. This guy's in on the game.
Yeah.
Like,
have we seen that guy walk around the block twice?
Like,
pretending that he's lost. He's not lost.
It's
He's onto
crazy.
Us. Yeah.
It was so fun though. And like, I would say with things like this, I mean, if you're the type of person that does a thing like this, I think you're somebody who would throw yourself in at the deep end anyway, because it's, you know, it's quite a different type of thing to do from the norm. But like, Marcus, you took it to the next level. Like, let me just tell you, this guy, he turned up, he was like, we spoke the night before because we're obviously talking tactics from early.
Yeah, we're briefing each other.
Listen, we're in it to win it, mate. You know what I mean? So Marcus was like, yeah, just so you know, tomorrow, like, don't judge me if I'm dressed like a tramp because I'm going to be throwing stuff away. I was like, what? So I'm going to be throwing clothes away, and it like halfway through, I'm just going to take my top off and throw it away. I have another top on underneath. It's cool, but like, and I was thinking, he's just gassing it up a bit. He's not going to throw stuff away. But you actually did.
Had the full outfit change.
You were wearing a green hoodie at first, which probably was a bad choice of outfit because it makes you stand out quite a bit.
That it was my intent to have a standy outy hoodie and then switch into the low one, but because but that tactic, I think it could have backfired on us a little bit because of the timing in the game. I think like a tip for you if you're playing any of these kind of games is to just roll in inconspicuous, stay inconspicuous. Because that green hoodie, I think we might have lost a few points because of that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, without giving away too much, it depends what mission you're given first because there's different types of mission. But it just so happened that the first mission that we were given was one that, like, if you're standing out, it's not a great one to be doing, basically.
No.
Because like, again, I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, let's just say you were standing out a lot and you had to do something and it was easy for people to spot you.
Yeah, once we got into the flow of things. Actually, you know what, one of the biggest things, these things are set in actual places. So we were playing in Leicester Square.
That's why you're so paranoid as well.
That made it more real. I feel like that made it very real because it was real people, real characters, or real good acting in a real place. And you're walking around streets, rendezvous in here, surveilling people, and like so. Don't forget, this is Leicester Square. We played on a Sunday. Still very busy. Still other people. Like there's other people like enjoying the normal day.
Yeah,
and we're running around playing this game around them. It's crazy.
It's also like, you know, you've got all the normal stuff still going on. Yeah. You know, street performers with massive crowds all watching the street performers. It's good because you can blend in when you're paranoid as well. You know what I mean? Like we were super paranoid. So I was like, at one point I was like, I'm just gonna watch this street performer because like I think somebody's tailing me every 5 minutes. I'm like, someone's tailing me.
Someone's onto me. And the good thing about that is that means that when they have got the stooges in the characters, they could actually not be involved in it at all. Like there was a community support officer that went to us. Are you right there, lads? But he didn't look like he was a proper community. And we were like, nah, he's in on the game. Yeah. Run.
he was wearing like a blue vest top or something, and it was like, and I was like, that don't look like a community police officer to me. Like blue vest. I've never seen someone wearing a blue vest top like that. But it was really cool playing or being involved with something like that in such a busy place. Yeah, like it added to the experience for me because
it was sick.
One of the funny things to think about is that, look, think how many times you've been to Leicester Square or Trafalgar Square or, you know, busy places in the city where you live, and things like this are going on and you've got no idea.
And we have had no clue.
No idea. Like, at one point, I just want to heat you up now on the podcast.
Yeah.
At one point, we were trying to survey someone. We were basically trying to follow somebody around. And we were worried that we might have alerted them that we were following them.
Yeah.
And you, Marcus, decided to go into a coffee shop and basically pretend you were meeting these two girls who were just in there having a coffee. They were just in there chatting, minding their own business, and you rolled up to them and was like, is it all right if I just sit with you? Just like give me a hug, pretend that you know me because like we're doing this thing. And you tried to explain to them what it was. They were not believing you. They were like, this guy is trying to chirps me. This guy is trying to chat me up.
Do you know what, Nick? I realised that was a bad idea. And if you're playing these games, involving other people that aren't in the game is a bad idea, because when they started, because it was like a Costa Coffee, and I walked in there and I was like, guys, I need to, because they had like, where they were sitting was perfect to survey.
Yeah, it was right in the window.
Like a window next to a street. We were looking for someone who was doing something. We were like trying to survey them as part of one of the missions, because there's loads of missions in this game. And I sat down next to them. I was like, girls, like, just so you know,
this is the worst idea
I'm
ever.
playing a game. Just can you just pretend that you know me, like chuckle and laugh. We're playing like a detective game, running around London. And they were just looking at me like, you're fucking weird. I'm there like wearing like a half crumpled, half changed outfit.
They were like, this guy is talking shite, mate. There is no way. Because if I was a chick, I'll be like, you're trying it. I'll be thinking, these guys and their chat up lines, they're trying to get creative. Maybe I would have gave you a bly, because I'm like, this is quite a creative chat up line.
If I'm honest, yeah, you know what, Nick? I don't think they were trying to chat me up, because the way that they were clutching their shopping bags.
Yeah, they were like, this guy looks homeless, and
he's gonna rob us.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to snatch our shopping.
Yeah, that was nuts.
You still sat with them though. That's the maddest thing.
Yeah, they had no choice. We wanted to get those points for that round. But you know what? We were pretty on it though. They did say at the end you kind of have like a briefing, and we got like a full printout about, you know, what we're good at, what we're bad at, and we got like detailed descriptions. And one of the things that they said is they appreciated our communication skills.
Yeah.
Do you want to run through our high-tech communication skills? Because, you know, if I'm honest, you might want to employ this yourself.
Yeah. If you're going to do this, I would most definitely recommend this, because it's when we originally talked about doing this or getting involved with this immersive experience, we were like, oh, well, we'll just be together for the whole time, blah, blah, blah. But actually, when you're rolling around in a group, like, and if one of you has been spotted or one of you's been made, you want to try and like divert attention away from the other people in the group. Do you know what I mean? So what we ended up doing is, actually, we did spend quite a lot of time together, but we spent more time separate. And obviously that brings up problems, because if you're not together, how are you going to communicate? So we were like, right, we got to have a Skype three-way call. So that's what we did. We had because there was 3 of us involved with this. We had a Skype three-way call, and we had hands-free kits in our ears. So we were looking, we were like proper taking this serious. Trust me. Like I said, we wanted to win. We went into this with the attitude like, we think we'd be 6 secret agents, right? We think we'd be like quadruple 07. So what we did is we done the Skype call, and it worked really, really well for us until the very end, when the technology flopped on us a bit and let us down. But it was like 10 minutes before the very end, so like we'll give it a bly. But it really worked very well, because at one point, like, you were off doing one, because sometimes you get multiple missions come up at once. So it's like you were off doing one thing and I was off doing another thing, and then on other like points, say if like somebody's got to drop something off in a particular location or whatever. Yes. Like, it's hard if you all want to stick together and stay at one end of that location. Say for example, if it's a street, one of you can be at one end of the street saying, right, I'm not seeing anyone at this end, blah, blah. The other one of you can be at the other end of the street. So it's like you got both areas covered, but you can still communicate with each other.
That had to be when we did our best interception, where we intercepted a drop.
We done a little swoop.
We did a swoop that was so clean. So clean. The guy that dropped the stuff didn't even realise. Man. So sick. That's Undercover London, man. If I'm like, there's a couple of things that I would have improved, and I think you raised this point in terms of you're using like your Safari on your phone. Well, iPhones, using Safari on our phones. It would have been better. It's a good point you made, Nick. If they have an app in the future, that would be good to just get in there.
If it was a straight app and you could turn the notifications on, because what kept happening, right, is obviously, when you're rolling around, you don't want to have your phone in your hand all the time, because you know it's not easy. And let's be real as well, it was cold when we were doing this, and at the start it was raining, so I didn't really want to have my phone out too much. So like, if you just had an app which like beeped or vibrated, sent a notification through to your phone when the next mission was ready to go, or when this one kind of ended or whatever, that would have been a bit better, because it did beep, but I think it only beeped when you had Safari open.
Yeah, when you had Safari open.
So once your phone locked or whatever in your pocket, you're not getting the beeps.
That's true.
So an app would be sick, because then you could also from their point of view as well, they could do a lot of the back end stuff in the app. For example, like when we done the original Rendezvous rendezvous when we met the guy at the very start. He took a picture of us, not for surveillance. This is just obviously for safety and administration purposes. But like you could submit your own picture. You know what I mean? Just speed it up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and also they could have stuff like, you know, I don't know, if you're to walk out of the area that you're working in and stuff, they could have you like locations on, just say, "Oi, listen, mate, you've
gone too far.
You're in the wrong area of London, mate. You're in South London now."
Because how they did it is they kept it. It was quite a contained area, which was at first when I saw the area, the size of where we were doing the experience, I was like, oh, it's very small. It was very small area. But actually, once you start doing it, and then you realise you're having to kind of go to very specific places, because what they say is they give you a grid reference and they're like, you need to go to this grid reference and then look for something or whatever. It's like that grid reference, even though the area ends up being quite small, like there's a lot of places where they can hide these specific things in these areas. So it's like if it was any bigger, man, it would be.
It'd be crazy.
I mean, they don't get me wrong. They probably could do it bigger. They probably could do, you know, in the future, the whole of London if they wanted to. So you'd have to get tubes to places and buses and blah blah blah. But it's like it just makes the whole thing a lot longer. And obviously they'd have to do it across a whole day, whereas instead of a couple of hours.
I don't know if I could take the pressure.
Yeah, no, it'd be
the
hard.
stress.
Be hard.
The stress.
Be hard.
But also, one more thing, Nick. You were so good at unseeing people. Like during the missions, we'd like walk past each other and people didn't know we were together.
Yeah.
Nick could be talking to you and you'd think he's gonna walk up to you, but he'd just walk past you.
Yeah.
You're like, I see you. Don't look at me, mate.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't look
just
at me.
like but because the thing is, like I said before, you become so paranoid. When you're involved with this. Like, the best example that I can give you is 5 minutes before the first mission started. So we've already done the rendezvous where you meet the original guy and he gives you some material and then he says, go away, have a look at this stuff, and then, you know, we'll be in contact via the Safari site. So we were sitting in Pret, just waiting to start, right? We're just having a coffee or whatever. Us three were just sitting there planning our tactics and all that.
Setting up Skype.
Yeah, setting up Skype. But then I realised we were talking quite loud when we were in there.
Yeah.
And then, like, there was this one guy sitting on a table, and he'd finished his coffee and that, and he was still sitting there. I started getting paranoid. I was saying to you guys, I was like, this guy's in on it, man. This guy, look, he's sitting there, man. He's finished his coffee and that, man. Talk quieter. Like, he's listening to us. And then when we left the Pret, when they finally gave us, you know, what we had to do next, we were like, look behind us, make sure that guy's not coming out. In fact, even before that it started, didn't it? When we were walking to the Pret.
Oh yeah, like as soon as we started the game, we did like a little, you take a left, you take a right.
Yeah, because there was this one guy we left the rendezvous and this one guy came out of nowhere and then was behind all three of us and we were like, right, Marcus, you go straight, us lot will go right. Like, then
was he even in the game?
No, he just turned out he was unlocking his bike.
Great.
That's all he was doing.
Great. Love it.
But that's what it does to you, man. And like, if you're like me and you just really enjoyed doing stuff like this when you were younger and you're bored of the norm as well, because, you know, like, as I said earlier, there's loads of things you can do in London or whatever, but it's like it's a bit same, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, like if you want to try something different
and not just alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just a drink.
You don't want to go down the pub or whatever. Like this, I couldn't recommend it enough, and I'm saying that from the heart. Like, I had such a good time, and like, I don't mean to sound like some, you know, fitness boring guru now, but it's actually getting you out there as well. Walking about. Like, I was tired after doing this, man. We were running about, walking about all day. Like, well, not all day, but, you know, for basically 2.5 hours straight.
Yeah.
You're darting about, like, and you're running, you're walking. So it's getting people active, man, which is nice sometimes.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I think it was wicked, and to be fair, co-sign everything you say. And also, like, the money side of things, cost-wise, it's like 20-25 quid a ticket for it. Really, that's what it costs you if you want to go and do it.
Yeah,
and to me, that's good value for money.
I think that's fair enough. I think that's fair enough because like, not there's a lot of people behind what's going on as well. The guys who run it, you know what I mean? They've got the website obviously costs them money to have, and then they've got to like pay themselves, and you know, there must have been about 5 or 6 different kind of actor like guys who were playing different parts in the experience. So it's like, it's not, I think it's value for money if you base it on things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like £20,
That's cinema money.
I'm trying to compare like £20, right? If you go to the pub, you and a couple of your mates, that's a couple of pints.
Yeah.
Like, or if you buy a round.
Yeah.
That's one round and you've drunk that in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas this is, 2.5 hours of something completely different, something fun. And I think it was totally worth it, man.
Wicked. Well, that was our killer bit this week, man. Undercover London. Sick.
It was amazing.
Sick. Loved it, man. But yeah, Nick, let's get stuck into a little bit of what's going on in the world. Nokia.
Go on.
Remember how they used to be the biggest dogs in the park?
The Dons, oh my days. Before you continue, right? 3310. That's all I'm saying, bro. I mean, for your international listeners, it might have had different digits, or it might have been a different model number or whatever. But over here, the Nokia 3310 was the phone, bruv. Indestructible as well.
Exactly, and that is what we're going to be talking about, the where Nokia is right now in just a few seconds.
So we at How to Kill an Hour love Hitman. Sick game. So we decided to give away a collector's edition of the game, which comes with the Hitman game and collector's box, Agent 47's Chess Master statue, digital game download, the art book as well, tie clip set. Yes. That's good. That's good. The tie clip set, and the Requiem Blood Money pack, exclusive outfit and weapons. So to be in a chance with winning all of that, all you need to do is go to howtokillanhour.com/win. So that's howtokillanhour.com/win.
So yeah, Nokia's, Nick.
Yeah, come on.
3310.
It was, do you know what? For me, Nokia started before the 3310 though, because like a lot of people talk about the 3310 being the most iconic phone that Nokia put out there, which it probably was. But for me, the fun started with Nokia with the 5110. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, because I think you're a little bit younger than me.
But I don't remember that. I think
the 5110, right? It was the one where you could only change the front. It had
that was the 5146.
The 5146 was the second edition of the 5110.
All right.
Yeah.
Nick's going in.
Old school, bruv. Trust me. 5110, you could change the front. It's the same as the 5146, but the 5146 was a slightly upgraded version.
What was the difference?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But a 5110, you could change the front and you could change the aerial.
Yes.
Now, that was when phones had aerials, bruv, because that was the thing that was missing on the 3310. No aerial.
All right.
On the 5110 and the 5146, you could change the aerial and have like a mad long light up colours, different colours in the aerial. So it's like when someone phoned you, your aerial would like bling, 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 bling. It'd be like red and pink and blue, and like it was sick, bruv. It was so good. So good.
That was your favourite Nokia, yeah?
Yeah, my favourite Nokia.
I remember the one that Neo had in the Matrix. That's the one that everyone wanted when I was coming up as well. The one that he had where
the banana one.
Banana one where you push a button and it goes shoop.
Yeah,
the button goes shoop and you go hello, and then after your phone call you can go whoosh. And that and flip phones. Because flip phones were the best phones to hang up on people.
I was just about to say, because it's like epic. It's epic. When you end the call, you can just go, psh, I don't want to hear that shit. Like straight, like shut your mouth.
You could even be like, yeah, mum, thanks very much. Okay, mum, I'll see you later. Who was that? Don't worry about that, bro.
Shut up.
But Nokia used to be the biggest dog in the park. Everyone knew what a Nokia ringtone was. It's probably still known now.
Yeah, definitely.
It is pretty much fair enough to say Nokia was the biggest phone, but Microsoft have acquired. Nick just showed me a picture of it. Wow.
So yeah, that is the original 5110.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
it had a game on it called Snake. Snake was the best mobile game at the time.
So good.
Basically, it was just like a snake, which was like a few pixels long, eating another pixel. And every time I ate a pixel, it got a bit longer.
Yeah.
And then you'd eat as many pixels as you could until the snake filled up the screen. Yeah. Sounds so silly.
Well, now that we've got iPhones and that, I mean, it's laughable, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But is it like GTA? No, it's not like GTA.
No, it's not. It's not like FIFA that you can play on your iPhone now, bro. You know what I mean?
It's mad.
These were the games that moulded us, though. Do you know what I mean? Like if we didn't have Snake, you can get it as an app now. But if we didn't have Snake, right, we wouldn't be the same people that we are today. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Never look at snakes in the same way. I always want to throw pixels at them now. But so Nokia being acquired by Microsoft.
Okay.
Which is like a big deal and like quite an emotional speech. The head of Nokia, the CEO, said, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we just lost."
Yeah,
and it's kind of true. Like Nokia didn't. It's weird. It's weird how Nokia were like the dons.
They were the leaders.
They were the leaders. And then now they're like just some little company that, if I'm honest, I bet Microsoft bought them out just for frigging peanuts.
Yeah, it'd be nothing. You got to think of it, right? Like iPhones now, Apple, should I say?
Yeah.
Apple, like they're the king at the moment, right? And they're not doing anything wrong. They're bringing out new phones and blah blah. And you got to think of it like, say in 5 years' time, Apple is just nothing, because the turnover was quick as well.
Yeah,
with Nokia were like the dons, 30 years of the 3310 and blah blah blah, 8310, 8210 as well, which was like the smallest phone ever, I think it was. And then it was like, within 5 years, I think do you know what it was? It was the shift into smartphones. Yeah, Nokia weren't quick enough with it.
They weren't. They were
too slow.
BlackBerry took over, and we all know BlackBerry isn't doing so well at the moment, and now it's Apple. So my question is, Nick, could this happen to Apple? Could you see this happening?
It's so hard because obviously technology is something that moves all the time. It's one of those things. Technology is so fast paced and it moves quick. I mean, you've only got to look at, right, I'll give you an example. Do you remember when flat screen TVs came out? Plasma TVs, right? Because before that, we were all dealing with TVs that weighed about, a ton.
Yeah, you'd have to carve out a hole in your wall. If you wanted the flat screen look, you have to carve out a hole in your wall and push the TV in. Yeah,
you used to have to go and pump some weight in the gym just to lift up your telly. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But, like, times have changed. And nowadays, flat screen TVs, which when they first come out were $4,000 to buy, £4,000 to buy, £3,000 to buy. You can pick up a 42-inch flat screen now for £200, £300. So technology changes so fast. But the thing that I will say about Apple is they're such a massive global company that, like, I think it will be difficult for them to lose track on the future. They will have people out there who are keeping tabs on all the other guys, because I think that's what it is now. It's almost like technology scouts. They will have technology scouts out there looking at what, Samsung are doing with their stuff, looking at what Microsoft might potentially do with this new acquisition of Nokia. Like, they will be looking at that and just going, all right, well, we'll just do that. We'll take a bit of that, do this, put our own spin on it. I mean, they almost got in hot water about it. I mean, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost the lawsuit. They tried to sue Samsung, saying that they copied the iPhone.
And then Samsung done the DJ Khaled counter-sue, and then, it all got peaked for Apple.
Yeah, but so said, you played yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You played yourself, Apple.
Major key.
Like,
I don't, personally, I mean, you can never say never.
Yeah.
Because obviously, back in the heyday of Nokia, we would have been like, never will Nokia fall off.
Couldn't even imagine it.
No, it was unimaginable, as you say. But, like, for Apple, because of the reputation that they have globally in everything, I can't see it happening.
Do you think, because I think I lean into this, I feel like they've managed to seep into every part of your life, and the fact that let's be honest, all biases out the window. Your Mac, your iPhone, your iWatch hook up with hook up better than ever.
That's what it is.
And hook up with your mate's phones better than ever. They do little things like iMessage is only available if you've got an iPhone. But you know what? With iMessage, you didn't have to download an app. No. You didn't have to do anything. What did you have to do? Just have the phone, and that's it. You're iMessaging straight away.
You've hit the nail on the head, because for me, like, I love Apple products anyway, right? I'm a big fan of Apple products and everything that they do, but I do feel trapped. Like, and a lot of people feel the same way as me, because once you have a couple of Apple products, that is it. Yeah. That is it. You ain't going anywhere else, because I'm not getting an Android now and like sending green text messages, fam. Like, that's dead. That's dead. When I click on someone, right, and they're when I'm about to text them and the message don't turn blue,
I feel disappointed in them.
I'm like, fam, are you living it with Fred Flintstone? Like, are you living in Bedrock? Do you know what I mean? This is ridiculous. Like, I want to iMessage people, but that's because I'm selfish. I'm a selfish iPhone user. But I have got the Apple Watch, as you say. I've got an iPad. I've got 2 Mac laptops, and I've got the iPhone. So it's like, for me to change phone now, because that's the thing that I'm most likely to change, because that's the thing you upgrade the most, your phone. So I did look at the Samsung Galaxy Edge, which, can I just say, is a fantastic phone. I will say that now on record, because I'm not one of these people that's like, normally if someone's like Apple, they're like, oh, fuck Android, man, like, I can't stand Samsung, blah blah. I'm not that guy. I can appreciate what Samsung do. For me, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge is an amazing phone. My girlfriend's got one. In fact, she's greedy though. She's got the iPhone and the Samsung.
Yeah, that's greediness.
Yeah,
that's cake and eating it.
I don't know why you would need both. It's a great phone. And I was looking at it for ages, like, should I upgrade to this? Oh, this is amazing. I love the edge screen and blah blah blah. The camera is so good, etc. etc. The screen is amazing as well. But then I was like, fam, I got an Apple Watch. If I upgrade my phone from an Apple phone to a Samsung, my Apple Watch, this is no word of a lie, the Apple Watch is pointless.
It's redundant.
Yeah, because it connects to your phone by Bluetooth, so everything you do on the Apple Watch is basically done on your phone. Your phone is like the hub.
Yeah.
So like if I go on my Apple Watch, for example, right now, and I wanna look at, let me just load up an app. I want to look at my emails. Yeah, I click on emails. It's loading that from my phone now through Bluetooth. The Apple Watch doesn't connect directly to the cloud
yet.
Yeah.
Have to wait for the next one.
It will do
one day. Yeah.
It will do. But then once it does that, then it'll be a different story.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
The phone will be a hard sell.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want the phone.
It's funny because I almost wonder, will Apple do that? You know, that's a question that I'm thinking in my head. Do they want you to be able to just buy the watch and not have the phone, or do they want you to have both? Like, that's a question that, you know, answers on a postcard, isn't it?
If we were in a room and we had the choice to sell a watch that connected to the internet by itself, or you could put a SIM card in, and we were aware that would stump our phone sales, or we could release a watch that had to connect to your phone, so it kind of would encourage people to maybe even get an iPhone with a watch. We had that decision. What would you do?
Well, I'm keeping them locked in, mate.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
keeping them. I'm like, you got to have the phone to have the watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, are they cutting off their nose to spite their face though with this? Because it's like, you know, they've got to weigh it up. Obviously, the people that work at Apple are a lot more clever than me and a lot more screwed on when it comes to this subject. But it's like they got to weigh it up. Is it more worthwhile trapping? Say if you've got 10 people, right, and 4 of those 10 people have an iPhone, so they'll then in turn buy an Apple Watch. Is that as good as having all 10 people having an Apple Watch? Or is it better to have the 4 people having the phone and the watch? You know what I mean?
That's 16 products sold instead of 10 products sold. Think about it. 8 people. 4 people. Is it 4 people?
4.
8.
So, yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
So it's like it's things like that.
Yeah.
You got to look at like the, you know,
great maths, Marcus. But
yeah. Don't worry, I'm rubbish at maths as well. If you wouldn't have brought it up, I would have been like, 16.
Yeah. 16. But yeah, interesting, man. But so like, what would be let's dig into this quickly. What do you think is the next step then for tech? We've got the iWatch, phones are doing a lot. Like I said, Samsung are coming out with some great stuff. Would you be up for testing stuff like that if that comes our way? Because
definitely.
Potential.
I'm a big tech geek, man. Like when the like, for example, you know, the Apple Watch is not revolutionary to have an Apple Watch now, but like when it came out, I was like, I want one of those straight away. I had the Nike Fuel Band as well when that first came out because, you know, I'm into all wearable tech and stuff like that. So yeah, totally up for that. But it's funny because certain things haven't really taken off though. You know what I mean? Like Google Glass.
They folded that, you know. I almost bought it with them. I almost went and copped. I went to they had like a Google Glass shop, like a sort of exclusive thing you had to sign up for. And I went in there, I tried it on, and it just wasn't. They didn't sell it to me. I don't know what it was. It didn't reach out to me.
I never ever had a go. So what was it like? Just like for those people listening to the podcast right now, who like me have never experienced it. What was it? Were there like apps in your eyes?
It was like a small screen that was it wasn't center of your eyesight on one eye. It was just slightly out the way, but it was clear enough for you to be able to read, get directions and stuff. Like imagine the key information you get from your phone popping up, kind of probably what comes up on the iWatch, really. On the Apple Watch is what you get. So for example, I saw applications like, say you were walking down the street, you could put Google Maps on, put locations in, and it would stay dark, but then when it was time to take a right, a little right arrow would come up, like a coloured one, be like, turn right. Or there were more interesting applications like you could look up at the sky at nighttime, and there was an app that would highlight all of the stars' names and stuff like that, showing you that it could show you where you were. And that was cool. But then I was like, I have to connect this to my phone. All the time.
It's like the Apple Watch.
It's another thing to charge. Yeah, and I was just like, you know what? I'd rather not.
It's really hard to guess what, like, it's really hard to guess what's next for tech, because the kind of obvious thing, man, would be something like Google Glass, innit? But we've already seen it didn't work. What are they going to do? They're going to bring out contact lenses that can do it, so you don't have to wear something on your face. Like, obviously this is in the future now. I mean, you know, but like that would be better, because a lot of people were put off from Google Glass because you had to wear something on your face.
Yeah, and I think it was the sort of, people found it intrusive. Like, if I was wearing Google Glass right now,
you could take
you'd be
pictures of
thinking,
me in
are you
that.
filming me?
Yeah.
What, are you like running background checks? Like with facial recognition, I could look at you and just be like, so Nick Bright, what's going, like, which is cool if you forget names all the time, because you'd be like,
it'd be
Dave.
great. I should get a pair, man. Oh wait, they're folded. Great.
But I think people used to call them glass holes and stuff. Like, they hated it because they were like, I think they just found that people having this device that could record all time. It's like when people have GoPros on, cyclists have GoPros on, they're kind of saying to everyone, watch your mouth, I'm recording you. And people don't like to be censored in that way. So I think we have to become comfortable with that, or have some sort of signal that shows that it's not recording. And then everyone will be cool. Because I think if we're in a room full of people all wearing Google Glass, we'd all be on our best behaviour, because we don't know what would be going on. It'd be interesting.
It's a weird concept, Google Glass, but it's if somebody can do it in the right way, maybe we've seen a taste of the future early with Google Glass. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Yeah.
And when it comes out, we will be testing it. Let's dip into a light one though, Nick. Nissan and a chair firm, Okumura, have developed office chairs that can tidy themselves away. All you have to do is clap. However, they have no plans to sell the technology just yet. They have cameras around the office that tell the chairs where to go, so they can gather around the tables. But I want them to share that with me, bro.
Yeah, I need that. I need that now. What's going on?
I want that for my socks.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't do anything again. When it says clean, what's it capable of doing? Surely it can't, like, what has it got, robotic arms? Like, I don't understand.
So you clap, and I think the chair, and the chair just wheels itself back under the table.
It's hardly really kind of cleaning the office.
Well, you know, tidying up the office a bit, innit? Chairs are messy.
Yeah, I until they get it to the stage where, like, it can pick up my boxes.
Oh, you mean like you want a full robot that can just come along and tidy up the house?
Yeah, well, I say that, right? But you've seen iRobot,
Yeah.
Will Smith movie. I'm on Will Smith's side. I think we're not that far away from having robots living in our yard. Like, seriously, I think robots will live in our houses within 100 years or something. And I think we're not that far away from having robots living in our yards. Like, in 100 years or something like that, we will have robots living in your house that you can tell to do chores and sweep up, and then there will be a robot revolution, and then Will Smith will say, look, did you watch iRobot? I told you so, bro. All these years ago. I don't trust it. Like, I'm so paranoid about stuff like that. But I'll probably be gone in 100 years anyway, so it's cool, do you know what I mean?
Or you'll be in a robot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then I'll love them. I mean, they'll be great. They'll be the greatest thing since sliced bread then. You know what I mean? But, like, yeah, it's a really weird concept for me. But it sounds like it's leaning towards all of that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Nissan, a big Japanese company, and I know in Japan that they are developing artificial intelligence all the time.
Yeah, their toilets are next level out there.
Well, when I went to Thailand, right, in Bangkok, I stayed in a Japanese hotel chain called the Akura Prestige. They've got them like all over the place, but it's the Japanese hotel, and they had like a toilet seat like that. It was mad, bruv. It's
Talk us through it.
Well, I don't know if you're eating whilst listening to the podcast, it might be best to I don't know, if you're eating Cocoa Pops.
Chocolate.
Yeah, Cocoa Plops. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, basically, like, it cleans your backside, basically. Yeah, like you get a nice like water jet, you know, nice bit of cleanage, and then it dries it as well. Like, it's cool.
Should we have this over here in the UK? Should we ship this in?
Should we? Sorry.
Should we have this in? Should we ship it in?
Oh, ship it in.
Ship it in.
Oh, right. Okay. I was just checking. It's funny, they got it in some places already. I stayed in the Shard, right, which is if you're listening abroad, it's basically like a tall building that we have over here that's got a hotel in there called the Shangri-La Hotel.
Yeah.
That's a Chinese hotel chain, I think. And they've got them in there. I obviously managed to use it. Like,
what, in the? I've only used the urinals in there. What? It's in the normal toilets?
I don't know about the public toilets, but in the hotel. When you stay in the hotel in your room, like, it's got it in the room. It's funny though, because it's got because obviously men and women use the toilet, as is what toilets are all about.
Yeah.
So it's got a front wash as well, if you want a front wash. But I mean, that's no good for us dudes.
I'll just do it anyway.
It's like, why not? Give me some frontage.
Yeah, give you some shampoo, conditioner, comb over.
I've seen toilets in Japan. This is only online because I've never been to Japan, but I've seen toilets that like they wipe themselves as well. So like if you pee on the seat, which is like a common problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right of way, I like to say, rite of passage.
They've got toilets where the seat spins and like it's got like a wiper which basically wipes all the residue off the seat. I've seen a viral
video somewhere where somebody drops a shit on the actual toilet seat.
That's
and it just smudges it all around.
Yes, you know the thing I'm on about. So, I mean, why would you drop a shite on there though, man? That's just nasty. I mean, if it was in your yard, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Nah,
some people might. You never know.
I think people, like I know there are people that are, I might be one of them. You know, when you go to the club,
put poo on the toilet seat. Is that
when you're at the nightclub and someone devastates the toilet? I got a mate. He's that guy at a nightclub. If you go into a toilet at any time after midnight, the toilet, for some reason in the I know about the men's is just the urinals, they're just wee, innit? But the main, like the one cubicle or two cubicles they're devastated by someone.
Like it's
my mate. Yeah.
Do you know what though? I must say, I had an emergency one time, right? It was I was DJing. I was DJing in Bournemouth. Yeah. It's where you used to play actually. You used to DJ
Cameo.
It used to be called Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So it's got upstairs room and then downstairs, isn't it? I was DJing in the upstairs room there, right? And I never forget, I had a mad emergency. I was DJing in the upstairs room, and when like your belly just goes, when you get that one, and you're like, this ain't gonna be a normal thing. It's
gonna be a dribbly plops.
Yeah. This is gonna be a straight,
liquid.
Yeah, straight water.
It's gonna be a NutriBullet.
Oh yeah, it was a joke, bruv. And so what happened, right, is I ran into the toilet of the club, and what you just said, you just summed it up perfectly. The cubicles were devastated. Devastated. And I was like, I can't go in there. There's no way. So I ran up the hill. Where that club is, there's a hill. It's down like a hill. So I ran up the hill to the KFC. There's a KFC in Bournemouth. If you're from Bournemouth and you're listening to this, you'll know exactly where that is, at the top of a hill, just on the roundabout. There's a big main
You ran all the way from the club to KFC?
Ran all the way up there.
Yeah.
And basically, I got into KFC, and to my horror, when I got into KFC, you ready for this? To my absolute horror, it was takeaway only, so you couldn't get round to where the toilets were. There was like shutters that had been pulled down. So yeah, I basically ran back to the club and had to use the devastated toilet, and I devastated it some more.
Was it hover game?
It was hover game. It was hover. It's like the squats that I've been doing at the gym that week had really helped.
And what happened to the music that was playing though?
Luckily, it was when I used to go back to back with. It's funny. My flatmate, me and him have always DJ'd together until more recent times, because he's playing house music and stuff now, and I'm playing hip hop and R&B, so like it don't really work. But yeah, he just carried on DJing, and when I got back, I was like, "Sorry, bro, it was an emergency, and it is one of those things."
And what did he say?
He's just like, "No worries, say no more."
But on that note, Nick, we've pretty much killed an hour out here, man. Thank you very much for hopping on today's show. Can you give us all the socials though, if people want to find out more about you?
Yeah, wicked, nice one, Marcus. Has been great. If you want to keep up with me on Twitter, it's at Nick Bright DJ. Instagram's the same thing. Snapchat's the same thing. Nick Bright DJ, man. I'm that on everything. So yeah, find me there.
Yeah, man. Also on One Extra as well. Don't forget that.
Of course. BBC Radio 1 Extra, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Yeah, so that was How to Kill an Hour. Please don't forget to subscribe, review, comment on iTunes. We'll give you a shout out as well. If you want to know how to do that, we put the link in the description, so just click there. I've been Marcus Bronzy.
I've been Nick Bright.
There are many ways to kill an hour, but thank you for killing one with us.
Peace.
We at How to Kill an Hour love Hitman, so we decided to give away a collector's edition of the game, which comes out with the Hitman Game and Collector's Box, Agent 47 Chessmaster statue, a digital game download, an art book, tie and clip set. Yes, a Hitman tie and clip. And a Requiem Blood Money pack, which basically has some wicked outfits and weapons that you can't get anywhere else. If you want to be in a chance of winning all of that, all you have to do is go to howtokillanhour.com/win. That's howtokillanhour.com/win.